Hello again. Hello again. I am out walking on another day. Same hat, different shirt. This one's got our Kurdish family's flag on it. A friend of mine gave it to me, who's now back in Kurdistan and out of Syria. So safer, but still in a dangerous place. But this is his country. Um, what I want to talk to you today about is uh, light discipline or light management, I guess. How we take our light and what's happening in all of these, uh, the growth of mental illness and mental problems, and what I think some of it might be associated around is how we expose ourselves to the natural light. As we work more on our phones and in our laptops and such, we want to dim the office or our room that we're working on, or in, I should say, so that we can see the screens more clearly. So this means we're spending our waking hours in dimly or more dimly lit rooms. And then when we get home in the evening, we have all kinds of bright LEDs that flash at high rates of speed that aren't perceptible, to our eye, but to our brain they are. And this also is out of whack. So we have dimmer light during the day, brighter light during the night, and this is disrupting our circadian rhythm. If you want to look this one up, you can, but it's basically your wake, rest, eating, and waste cycle. Yeah, your body function cycles. And everything in the universe has a frequency, has a cycle, a wavelength, you know, of operation. And to disrupt that causes greater problems. So, as best as you can, try to get bright, fresh, natural light during the day and dim your lights at night, or in the early morning even. When the sun isn't fully available, keep them dim. The term that is used is called lux, right? Not lumens. That kind of talks about the individual brightness of a bulb or whatever. The lux of the light is its intensity. And our LEDs are somewhere like the 100,000 lux, and a fire is 1 to 10. So a natural firelight in the evening is something that is soothing, not one that's projected on a screen, an actual fire. Yeah. um, think of a campfire, when you go camping, or the last time you've been out in nature, roasting some marshmallows, or even having a barbecue, open pit fire. This is what we should have during this kind of level of lux, is what we need to have during the early morning hours and evening hours. Not bright lights, LEDs beaming into our eyes. What it does is it triggers your body to do certain things. It's unavoidable. If you're in your screen, in your bed, as you're going to sleep and the lux is shining in your eyes, you're not putting your brain to sleep. You're not. It takes time. You need to slow it down, because it counteracts melatonin creation. And melatonin is what shuts the body systems down and allows you to peaceably sleep. It's like eating right before bed is bad. Everybody knows it. Within 3 hours, it's not even advised, because your body, your digestive system, our digestive system, uses a lot of energy, almost as much as the heating and cooling, our circulation. So when that's engaged, you're going to have a problem sleeping because it's cranking, it's doing energy, it's doing what it's supposed to do. What else did I have to say on the topic of light? You might not like it because you've been conditioned. Your eyes have always been behind sunglasses when you go outside. So wear a cap. I have shades when I ride my motorbike so I don't get particles and have problems seeing while in motion, right? But try to limit your use of sunglasses and expose your body to the natural light. Don't stare at the sun. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to get out and be in nature. I know I start to sound to myself more and more like a tree hugger, but it's what we need to do. You know, we need to be out in it just a little bit every day. You know, for your vitamin D, its most used purpose is on our skin, and when people don't get enough vitamin D, they tend to take supplements. Now the supplements have to go through the digestive system, all through the entire process to work itself into the blood, then to eventually get pushed all the way out to your skin, yeah, and all the way out to your hands and feet. This process is hard on the body, and it's not as efficient as natural sun. If you spend, depending on your latitude and depending on your skin type, between 5 and 30 minutes outside, exposed to the sun, without any suntan lotion, because that's counteracting the whole thing, you get a daily amount of vitamin D in that short period of time. What I've been doing here is I go out in the afternoon between 1 and 3 p.m. for 20 minutes. I do 10 minutes on my back, 10 minutes on my front, and that's it. It's specifically to grab vitamin D. Then I come in and hose off because it's hot here. I'm just sharing all these things as I go through them with what the health problems that I'm facing. Today I'm quite weak. I'm in quite a bit of pain. But I have to get out here and move. I can't stay still. I mean, my ears are so sensitive that the wind blowing across them actually causes physical pain. My eardrums. It's no infection or anything like this. It's deeper inside. And it's a problem that took, in my estimate, at least 2 years to get to this point of pain. When I look back upon my symptoms that I now know were pre-identifier symptoms. Not that I was told so, but that I experienced it. I know that that's what came before what this is now. So it's going to take me some significant time to get back down to a normal, I don't know, kind of function, if you will, with my ears and my balance, my equilibrium. They're quite affected. And the tolls that we're taking onto the central brain node from bad light discipline, poor diet, no exercise, sitting at a desk all day only to come home and sit in a couch and watch TV all night, no movement. We evolved to be bipedal, and walking makes all the body systems flow better. Just moving, getting out and walking. And why do it on a treadmill when you go outside? You can experience nature. Now, of course, in the northern tiers, there are some months where, yeah, it's not so green out. It's pretty white and very cold. So yeah, then maybe you want to get into, still at least doing some walking on a treadmill or something like this. But you've got to find a way to have nature. And this is why so many people, I remember living in Wisconsin, you know, that February was just a brutal month because it was, you know, your fourth month basically of living inside. November is cold, December is cold, January is frigid and deep in snow. February is very cold and bleak. Yeah. So it really starts to take an effect on your psyche, and that's evident just in that short time span. So imagine over your life what you're doing to yourself. Why don't you sleep well? Why don't you wake rested? Why, you know, because you start to calculate these things. This is what's happening to you. It's what you're doing to yourself. You know, but people want to have a like a dark bedroom, a dark bed chamber. They have dark covers and linen. They have dark paint on the walls. They have dark curtains or drapes. You know, everything is toned dark. And even though you're sleeping, your eyes still take in photons through your eyelids. Your eyes never stop working. When you close your eyes, they're still looking for light. They're still trying to find the photons. And when they find those photons, it makes a difference what they find. Yeah, some research that I'm reading says that your sleep is disturbed because your room is too dark. Not that you don't have lights on, but that the ambient light that reflects in and around your room is coming from a dark wall and then into your eyes. And that color, the photon reflected off of that color, causes mental issues over time. And sleep disturbances and unrest. This is amazing. So you need to have a lighter colored room. And like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to have a nightlight on, or that's not the point, because then you're just putting more photons into a dark room, you know, a darkly painted room. You have to consider these things, and not many people, I think, are even looking into it. They're like, oh, I don't sleep well, I need some medicine. Oh, I'm having anxiety, I need some medicine, I need to pop another pill. And then you put all these chemicals into your body, and then you wonder why even you get more anxiety and more problems because of what you're pushing through your body. So I really want to encourage you to get to a point as natural as possible. I'm not talking about having shots of wheatgrass every morning for breakfast only. You know, you got to have some balance. You can't eat the same meat and potatoes and no vegetables. You have to have leafy greens. You have to. You wonder why your stomach feels weird, or you know, why you get cramping, or you know, are you lacking in the essentials of magnesium and zinc and you know, potassium. These deficiencies cause extreme issues on the way down and on the way up. I thought I had a potassium deficiency, and I bought some potassium chloride, and it turns out that too much potassium chloride and not enough potassium in your system, and not enough, too much and not enough, have the same symptoms. Yeah, high ear ringing, dizziness. Yeah, all of this kind of stuff is a potassium thing. Too much or not enough, which is it? What does your diet tell you it is? You know, to take your blood and test everything out might be expensive. So you just have to take note of what your meal planning is, not just to eat. Oh, I've got this and that, and that's what I'm having today. There's some veg in there. What are the contents? What are the nutrients that you're putting in? Are you know, your fat soluble and water soluble minerals, right? The fat soluble ones you can retain. Every day the water soluble ones are gone. You wake up in a deficit of vitamin C. That's how you wake up every day, in a deficit. Vitamin B, vitamin D. You're in a deficit. You're not at zero. You don't wake up and go, okay, we'll start from here. You're at a deficit. Oh, sorry for the background noise. Eh? So you need to be aware of all these things to address what you're experiencing, the problems physiologically in your life or your health, yeah? oh, I listen to this and they should say I'd just be on the beetroot diet only. Well, that's pretty healthy, but you're going to be missing a lot of other things that you need. You can't be this monochromatic diet type of person. This is so silly. We are meant to consume many things, and you have to have a healthy body system. It's where you're not changing your body. You're not going to do it. There's always going to be complications. When they say holistic, people say a holistic, yeah? What's holistic nutrition look like to you on your day-to-day? Actually, take note. Write it down one day, and then at the end of the day, Google research, because do your Gemini or whatever you want to use in AI, and then break down what you ate during the day and see what your diet was lacking that day. See how much you missed. See the holes that you now have to fill tomorrow, plus tomorrow's need. I'm working on it. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. It's me saying some things, they come out of the mouth easy, but they're not easy to perform in life. It's not as expensive as people think it is to cook your own fresh meals at home. It takes time. Again, people don't want to sacrifice time because you're too busy being lazy, not doing anything. You need to be online and catching up with the trendy stuff. Good. Be trendy and dead. Be trendy and sick. It's sad to be that way, but that's what it is. So I hope you get a bit from this. I go through many different subjects here on this brief walk, but it was all starting about light discipline. So have a light breakfast. Have a light lunch and a light dinner. God bless.